be using a round brush. We'll also look at where mistakes happen and the easiest possible way to create flawless leaves without struggles. I'm using a Polina Bright round brush, size 1. When you know what kind of a stroke a round brush can make, then you start thinking of all of its applications. Now, here's one of the popular strokes a round brush can make, where it's thin at the front with no pressure, and then we press down for pressure and then release again. And this can be a wonderful way of painting leaves. So for a single leaf, we could do that with 2 sides, or we could splay the brush out at the bottom and bring it to a tip at the top, and we can even paint folding or curling leaves. So when we have a look at a leaf and see that when we twist it, it basically looks like that, and we can immediately see that it's possibly just 2 strokes with the round brush. So it could be one like that, and I'll just change the color a little bit. And there is a twisting leaf. Then again, we could do it a different way and start like this and have one side of the leaf and then the other side of the leaf. All done with classical round brush strokes. To help us, we can draw a guiding line. And now, just with a simple round classical stroke, I can create a little stem there, and then on the top of the guiding line, so no pressure, pressure, no pressure, and then continuing this right at the point of where I finished with no pressure, pressure, and then letting go again. Now I need to do the opposite. So I'm coming down here. I can leave a little bit of white here even, and then up on top and like this. And if I was to put in the leading line of this, by creating a leading edge, you're choosing which side of the leaf is closest to you and therefore making it more believable as well. Just choose the side that looks better. You can see the red guiding line and the 2 continuous strokes either side. I painted this leaf with 4 classic round brush strokes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now let's try it with 3 strokes. Just before we continue, if you'd like some personal assistance and figuring out some issues with your leaves or anything else for that matter, come and join me at SKOOL. It's a great little community, free for 7 days, and we solve all our problems. Now for our 3-stroke leaf. I'm starting beneath the guiding line, traveling along the line, and then crossing over, to then, with the same stroke, paint on top of the guiding line. Then I'm going above the guiding line from the base. I'm going to stop there and continue under there. And I'm marking in the leading edge, and there we have it. We've done it with 4 strokes, and this now was with 3 strokes. Now let's see if we can do it with 2 strokes. All right, so now I need my stem. I'm starting above the guiding line, traveling along, and then crossing over, and then underneath the guiding line, all in 1 stroke. And then starting at the bottom from the base, and doing exactly the same in 1 stroke and going to the tip. And here I'm going to mark in the leading edge. Now let's see if we can do this with 1 stroke. For this I'm using a larger brush. It's still like a round brush. It's a Rosemary & Co. Sienna mop brush. So first up, here's our really easy leaf, and we'll just give it a leading edge. Now let's try doing it different. It's just a matter of keeping in mind this continuous line. I had my focus on this line, then I twisted it and I knew I had to come over to this side. So now I am going to call this my leading edge. They're basically the same stroke, but it's a different leaf. Let's see what else we could do. We could go coming down. This one is similar to this one. Oops, we're going to come back to this one. So let's do another one. Okay, so this one has gone like that. And let's think of something else. So focus on one side and then decide how you're going to flip it. So this one is like this. So it's totally possible to paint leaves with a round brush. Let's quickly paint in the shadows on these leaves and then fix my mistake, which can happen so very easily. For the shadows, I'm going back to my Polina Bright size 1 round brush and adding a little tiny touch of neutral tint to my Mayan Blue and New Gamboge. Oops! Did you see what just happened there? I actually painted the shadow on the right side of the leaf, but my leading edge was wrong. It should have been like this or like this. It had to cross over, so there it is. But this is where all the mistakes happen. And the good news is I have a solution. To minimize the possibility of making that mistake, let's just keep that cryptic area blank. I'll show you how this works. I'm going to use a red watercolor pencil for the vein, and it's not a good idea to dip your whole pencil into water, but only the tip is just fine. So that's what I'm going to do. And here is the key. I draw a partial line for the vein, but then I leave a gap. Now, when I come in with my brush, and now I'm painting one side of the leaf, or coming onto the other side, and here I can cross over the middle, and look, I can now decide where my leading edge is going to be without messing things up in the first place. So let's do that again in a different position. Just leave a gap, and now, and on to the other side, and painting this side and coming through the gap, and there we have it. So now look, there's my leading edge and I have a perfect leaf. I'm going to add a bit more blue to this, put a bit of green in there and make this the dark side this time. There we go. Now let's do it again. I'll just come around here and here. The reason I'm dipping my paintbrush into water is because it allows the watercolor pencil to dissolve beautifully. Look at that. And now coming in on this side and going straight over the top. There we go. And there's our leading edge. We've got to do one more. So I don't know, we'll just go like this and like that. It's probably going to be similar, but they're all a bit similar, yet they're all a bit different. Like that, and then on one side of the line and coming over to the other side. And there we have it. Look. The perfect leaves. And we can make this side of the leaf darker on this occasion. Little touch up there. And we've got to do one more. How should we do this one? We'll make it go like that. Like that. Coming on the bottom first this time, crossing over and going to the top there. And now on the top, it doesn't matter, remember, which way you go, as long as you cross over. That's all you got to think about. And we'll make this here the shadowed side. There you go. I really hope you enjoy that. So there's the secret. Leave a gap and then you won't have any problems at all. Need some support? Just come over to SKOOL.